Yeah, hi team. So I think we can go and start the session. Meantime, if others are available, they can join the session. So in the last session, right, we have seen that event type of integration. So from today, right, what we'll do, we'll go and see the new topic. So from the topic wise, like we have covered everything. So now going forward, right, we will cover the some scenario based things, right? So today we'll see that, okay, how we can go and interact with the Fusion instance with the help of REST APIs. So we already have seen the REST API that, okay, what all things we can go and use and how we can go and use, right? But like when we talk about the real system, right? So we wanted to see that, okay, with the Fusion, right, or with the real system, right, how it is going to be different or it is that same, right? So it is going to be the same only the like the payload and everything will be changed. So we'll just create one scenario that, okay, how we can go and use a Fusion instance, right, if you wanted to use. So before to that one, right, let me share my screen. So before directly going to the OIC, right, we will see that, okay, how we can go and use those REST APIs, right, in the Fusion instance, right? So first we can go and see the Fusion instance. I hope you guys have already received that instance credentials. Where is that one? Yeah. So I think these credentials, right, you already have received or some different credentials maybe, but like this is going to be the same, right, in all the instances. Only the credentials and everything will change. So I will use this one. Let me check if I have that access correctly. So this is a URL, right, with which we can go and log in, and these are the credentials. So let me just log into the system. Okay, so I think these credentials not work. Let me check the recent instance what we got. Okay, I think we got the different instance. Let me use that one. So I think this is the instance which we got. So let me log in into this system. Okay, so you see, right, it is working. We are able to log in. So it will just now redirect to the home page. I think this instance, let it go. This was also working. Meantime, let me check with a different credential which I have. This one. Okay, anyway, we are able to log in here, right? So this is the instance, right? What we have, right? So this is how it will come, right? So when you log in, right? Sometimes you will land up into this page or like you will land up to the home page. So once you click into this one, right? So that will be the home page of your instance, right? So the scenario which we see, right? We will see that, okay, how we can go and create the suppliers, right? So supplier, let's talk about it, right? So we'll see the supplier account, right? That okay, how we can go and do the suppliers in the Fusion instance with the help of REST APIs, right? So I think the instance is little slow. Let me check this instance also, if this is also same or what. Yeah, this is also not working. Yeah, so this is what we are, right? Now where you will go to the supplier, right? So in this one, right, what will happen, right? There will be different things are going to be have, right? We will have different credential, like different task and all, right? So based on that one, right? So we are interested into the supplier, right? So supplier will come into the benefit supply chain execution, not contract. I think this got changed. General accounting. Supply chain planning, it is also not there. Payable, tax, sustainability enterprises. Okay, I think this role doesn't have those access what we need for the supplier. I was having somewhere those roles. So these are the some rules, right, which we need to have the supplier thing, right? So let us just go and add. So if you wanted to if you see, right, now you ask me like why we are not able to, right? Because like based on the user and all, right, the access will be restricted, right? So I think we can just check if we have the admin credentials, tools, security console. Also we don't have. Nothing. I think security console role also we don't have, so I think we cannot go and add new roles into this one. Okay, so I don't think this we can go and do. As of now, I think I need to add some other roles and all. And sales and the supplier credential, right? We are not having to this account. OIC implementation, one role we have. Okay, let us see with the find out. We will have some generic accounts. We can try with that one once. We need the supply chain management access, and that we don't have. I think it was there earlier, but I think recently it got removed. Okay, not an issue. So what we can do, right? We can see that FTP thing if we have that FTP access correctly now. In SCP. I think all access got reset or something. CSP port cloud channel YC. SFTP. Okay. So I think we have the recent credentials for the FTP. So this topic, right, the supplier topic and the reading of the REST APIs, right, we'll see after some period, like once this FTP topic will complete. So meantime, right, I will have some account. So with that access. So today, right, what we'll see, right, we'll see the new topic, that FTP topic, right? So these are the latest credentials. So this is like already there into the group. In case if you're not able to get right, I will paste that again. So this is the username what we have, and this is the password what we have. So now, right, like the FTP, right? When we need this FTP and all, right? First we'll see discuss that one, and then we'll go and see the topics, right? So FTP is nothing but the file transfer protocol, right? So when we need this one, right? So when we talk about the files, right? Or when we have to transfer file from one place to another, right? So that time this FTP topic will come in the picture, right? So what is this FTP, right? All about? So like when we need some file from the source system, right? So sometimes client what will say, right? They will say that, okay, we will place the file over the FTP, right? Or just done your operation and then whatever the final output will be there, right? Or report will be there, place into that one, right? So FTP is nothing but the file transfer protocol, right? So we can, it's kind of a secure place which is there on the internet. It is right, and from there, right, we can go and access like whatever the operations we can go and do on our laptop, right, with the file, read, write, update, delete, right? So all those are operations we can go and do there also, right? We can create our own directory and everything we can go and do, right? So it is nothing but the file structure, but which is there on the internet, right? So that, okay, and with the proper access, right, we can go and access, right? Because suppose if some file is there into my system, right, what will happen, right? Who can go and access that one, right? Only I can go and access that one, right? No one else can go and access, right? But if it is a some online location, right? So what will happen, right? There we can go and connect, right? So that is nothing but the FTP, right? FTP or SFTP also we used to call, right? So FTP is like file transfer protocol, and SFTP is like secure file transfer protocol, right? So that is what we have, right? So now we'll see that, okay, how we can go and use that FTP in the OIC, right? And what all things we can go and do right here. So for that one, right, first of all, right, suppose without OIC, right, if you wanted to access that FTP, right, or SFTP, right, how we can go and go, right? So there are some platforms are there. So you can go and download. One is like WinSAP, we have WinSAP. So you can go and download. This is free, right? You can go and download and just you have to install, right? Then you can go and start getting those remote directories, right? You can go and access those, right? So one is the WinSAP we have. And what is the second one, right? One we have like is FileZilla also. So we will have some more also, but like these two are the very famous one, right? Like which like almost all developers are using this one, right? Even more than the FileZilla also, right? the WinSAP is the most used by, right? But again, it is completely up to you which version you like, which client you use. Sometimes like in some companies, right, one will be restricted or like they cannot go and access, right? So based on that one, right? But all are doing the same activity, right? These are just connecting platforms so that okay, you can go and access that one, right? So we will go and use the WinSAP, right? So here I have. So what I will do, right? I will just log out, terminate, and I will just log in again so that okay, I will show you from the scratch. Terminate. Yes. So right, we can go and open the WinSAP. I already have installed one. So this is how it will come, right? So one way, right, what will happen, right? It will go and show your instance. If you see, if I will close this one, right? So it will go and show your directory, right? Then, right, you can go and connect with that one, right? With that, whichever system you wanted to connect, right? So you can say you wanted to connect, right? So now this will come, right? So here what you do, right? You can come or you can go and create a new, right? So for example, right, this I already have. We can go and create a new site, right? So you can click into the new site. So once you click into the new site, right, this is the page it will come, right? So what you can do right here, you can go and select that protocol, right? So there are different protocols we have, right? Amazon S3 and all, right? So we will use the SFTP. Then what we have, right? We need to provide the here host name, right? So what would be the host name, right? So this is the credentials what we have received, right? So this is the host name what we will have, right? So we can go and copy this much. So here, right, we will have the IP address also. So we can go and put that IP address also, right? Then what is the next one we have to put, right? Here we have to put the port number, right? So what is that port number? This is the port number what we have, right? So we can go and put that port number here. Then what is the next one we can do, right? Username and password, right? So this is the username and password we have, right? So we can go and use this username, and this is the password what we have. We can go and use, right? So this is the all informations we have done, right? Now what we do, right? We can go and save or directly we can go and log in, right? So we can say log in. So the connectivity will happen, right? So it will go and start connecting here. So if you see, right, I'm able to access to the this location, right? So if you see, I am able to log in, right? So this is how we can go and connect with the help of WinSAP, right? Or with the help of client, right? We can go and access that client location, right? So if you see right here, it is like home, users, CloudShine, OIC badge, right? Then here we have the folders, right? And then what we have, right? We have the, we will have folders. And then next what we tell her, we will go and have the files and all, right? So this is like, it kind of the same, right? What we have, right? In the file structure, right? So that is what we have, right? Now, how we can go and use this in the OIC, right? So that we have to go and see, right? So let me just copy one more time. Give me 1 second, what I can do. Right. So with the help of WinSAP, right, we are able to establish the connection, right? That okay, what we have to do, right? So this is how we can go and establish. So first of all, right, what we will do, right, we will go and create our own folder here. And in that folder, right, we will go and place all the files. So if you see right here, everyone has created their own folders and all, right? So what we do, right, we will create one folder for our batch, and within that one, right, everyone will create their own folders, right? So what I will do, right, how we can go and create a folder, we can come here in new, and if you see right here, we can create a new file, we can create a new directory or new link, right? So we can say we wanted to create a new folder, and what we can do, right, we can give v21 underscore OIC, right? So this is the folder which we are going to use for all our sessions, right? And all of you also, right, will use this only. We can come here. So once we created, right, if you see our new folder got created, b21 underscore OIC, right? Now what we do, right, we can come inside this one. So as of now, right, this is a blank, right? So what will happen, right? Everyone will create the folder with their name here, right? So suppose if Manas is working, right? So Manas can put your name and create the folder. Then Ramesh can create its own folder, right? So everyone will create their own folders, right? So you can go and create any number of folders, right? It is completely up to you and the storage, right? So what we do, right? I will go and create one file here and I will say directory and I will create this as a trainer, right? So that, okay, this folder, right, I will go and use, right? You guys can go and create the folders here and then, right, you can start using, right? So this is how we have to define the whole folder structure and all, right? Now, how we can go and connect this with the help of OIC, right? Because if you wanted to do with the help of OIC, right? So that is the main our purpose, right? That, okay, what all things we can go and do, right? So now we can come to our OIC instance. So these are that old credentials we don't need. I think port number is going to be the same. So let me just have the port number. Let me have as of now, right? So we are able to log in here. Now what will happen, right? If you wanted to create any integration or anything, right? What we need to do, right? First, we need to go and create a connection, right? For the FTP, right? It means we can create our integration with the help of a REST and all, right? But to access this one, right? What we need, right? We need to have that one, right? That, okay, how we will go and create, right? Because if I wanted to connect with this system, right? So this will be kind of a one system itself, right? Which is there on that IP address or on that location, right? Now, if you wanted to access this one, right, we need to have a connection, right? Then only our OIC will able to connect with this one, right? So how we can go and do, right? So we can come here and we can say create connection. Now
I
what we are
have
doing here, we are using, hello,
I
yeah,
have one
please.
question. Uh,
Yeah, please.
what is the main motive behind using WinSCP? Because we
WinSCP is
have
just for the
directly
connectivity,
for
for the
connectivity.
connectivity.
You mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, like
on our end, we directly have this link, username and
uh,
password. So we don't need to use that, right?
the WinSCP.
Yeah,
No, that is just only for the your reference or for the testing, right? Suppose
on
the
your end.
integration will run, yeah,
On
from your
your
end independently, right?
oh,
So suppose
okay.
some when you do that OIC, right, the file
Mhm,
will be placed, right? Then you wanted to test, right, whether the file is actually placed or not, right? Or what is
okay.
happening, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for that time, right, like suppose, for example, right, if I will download some file into my laptop, right,
Okay.
whether the file is downloaded or not, right, what I will do, right, I will go to the download folder, right, and then only I
Mm-hmm.
can go and validate, right? So that
Yes.
for that purpose, right, we will have. Now
Oh.
we need to create this folder structure, right, and all, right? Suppose if you have 10 integration, right? All 10
Mm-hmm.
integrations will not go into one folder only, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when we create in the real integration, right, what we'll do, right? We used to create a one folder with the each integration. So that, okay, files related to that integration, right, will be go and place into that one.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Right? So for that reason, right? So WinSCP is like you can consider for the testing purpose, or if you wanted to go and interact with your system, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you can go and interact. But because with the help of OIC, right, you can place the file, you can do the file operations and all, right? But you cannot go and see, right? That, okay, what is there and all, right? So
Okay.
for
Okay.
that reason, right, WinSCP is there.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Or suppose like the source file, right? The source file we have to place somewhere, right? So for example,
Mm-hmm.
right, we will read the file from the client will send the file, right? So client will not send that file over email and all, right? What will do? They will go and place the file into the FTP location, right? Once they place the file into that FTP location, right, what will happen? Our OIC, right, will pick that file. It will do that whatever the changes we need to do in the file, right, it will do, and then it will go and do the next activity. If you wanted to load the data into the Fusion, right, we will go and load the data into the Fusion. Or if some other activity we need to do, right, we can go and do that activity, right? So now when we need to define the connection, right? So what we do, right, we need to use that adapter, right? So what is that adapter? So that is that FTP, right? Because we are using the file transfer protocol, right? So we have to use the FTP adapter. So FTP is the adapter which we have to use. We can go and use. Now we need to define here the name and all, right? So we can say FTP connection. We can go and use the trigger and invoke both, and we can say create. Now if you see, right, when we configure it, what all things will be there, right? We need to provide the host address, we need to provide the port and username and password, right? So same things we have provided when we logged in also, right? With the help of WinSAP, right? So when we logged in with the help of WinSAP, right? So that time also, right, we have provided all this information, right? So we need to go and provide these informations. So we can come here. See where I placed this one. So first we need to provide this one, right? So we can go and copy this one. IP address. What is the next one? I think I have not copied completely. SFTP. Then port, right? So what is our port? So this is the port what we have. Now username and password. So this is the username. And this is the password what we have. Now we have provided that all the information, right? So if it is on the public gateway, we can use the public gateway. If it is private endpoint and with the help of agent, right, we can go and establish the corresponding. Now we can say test. So we can say diagnose and test. So if you see, right, we are not able to connect, right? Why we are not able to connect, right? So if you see right here, unable to test, unable to access the host, right? Unable to access, right? Whatever the SFTP we have given, right? So that we are not able to connect. Unable to connect to FTP server, please verify host and port detail. If you are trying to connect to the SFTP server, right? If you see, please choose yes for SFTP connection, right? Now, if you say what adapter we have used, right? We have used the FTP adapter, right? But here, right, what is it is right? We are using the SFTP connection, right? So when we use that SFTP connection, right, what we have to do, right? We have to come into that optional properties, and here we need to go and say yes. So when whatever the credentials we have provided, right? So those are like SFTP, right? So this is again we need to provide. It is optional, right? But this adapter, right? It is there for the FTP, not on for the SFTP, right? So for SFTP, right, what we have to do, right? We have to use this one, right? So we have to say yes. Now we have put yes, and we can go and see and diagnose and test. So if you see, right, still we are not able to connect, right? So what will happen, right? Unable to access, right? Now if you see, right, the URL, right? URL looks like got changed, right? Two times SFTP came, right? SFT, right? So what will happen, right? We don't need to provide this one, right? We just have to start with this FS, right? So now we can go and test again, diagnose and test. So if you see, right, connection got completed successfully, right? So what it means, right? It means like whatever the URL and everything we have, right? We don't have to use this complete, right? If you see right here. So here we are using, if you see FS, it will start, right? It means like we have to start with FS only. We don't need to put the whole thing, right? So this is how we can do, right? So sometimes we'll get these issues, right? And if you go for the interview, right? So they will ask these questions. That okay? If you use that FTP adapter with the using SFTP, right? What property you need to put additional, right? So this is that what we have, right? So this is optional, right? But in the case of SFTP, right, we need to put this one, right?